morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending where in the world you are, and of course, what time of day or night it is either. Welcome to the podcast Up on the Edge with Al and Owen. I'm your host, Alan Neild, Big Al, or just Al, whatever you want to call me. And each week, I'm going to be joined by regular co-host Owen Sherratt and other special guests along the way too. Right, let's get right into it. This is the podcast Up on the Edge. Darren Harper.
I know, he's voiceless, isn't he?
Yes. Hello.
He's here. How you doing, Darren? You all right, mate?
All right. I'm all right. Are you? Well, my dog's on table and everything.
Who's that?
No, Wally.
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 Well, what a great name for a dog, that. Imagine shouting that in the park. Hey, Wally, come here. A number of people that had turned round.
My last dog was called Keith.
Keith.
You see, I always said, if I was to get another dog, which I've just got two, right?
Yeah.
I was going to call it Frank after my
Frank's
dad.
a good name.
You see, I think Frank, if you're running around park, you're better off shouting Frank than you are shouting Patch or, I don't know.
Well, you not became popular. Your name. Alan.
Yeah, that was after the football, that though, wasn't it? With the, I can't remember what team it was, but they come to play City in the European Cup. And every time this footballer called Alan, I think he plays for Liverpool now. Every time he come near to the goal line, I was shouting, Alan, and it just threw him off his game completely.
We got these stories. We're not online yet. Are we online yet?
Oh, it's all recorded, mate. Yeah, that's it now. Don't just tell us the
I-
story. It's fine.
I had a swearing one, but I heard a great one the other day about, Alan Smith, who played for Leeds and he went to Man United.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember the player?
Yes.
He played for Leeds. He shouted 16 times. He shouted, Lino! It's the line for 16 times, remember? Lino! Somebody went, fuck off! Amazing.
I actually stood
16
next to him. True story. We got one of the joys of working at the radio station that we can't mention because I keep getting threatened to be sued, Darren. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the Revolution. Yeah. We used to get free tickets to all sorts. That's the one. Yeah. We used to get free tickets to everything. And any secret gig that was happening, any pre-tour gig, we would get tickets for. We even got them for Live Aid. Remember the Live Aid sort of came around the second time?
Yeah.
So we got access all areas for Live Aid. I went on a bike ride with my dad instead. Anyhow, so we got these tickets to, it's true. We got these tickets to a mate of yours band, Stereophonics.
Yeah.
They were at Life Cafe at Manchester. And we were stood on the bar, it sort of went round in an horseshoe shape, didn't it? So I'm stood on the top and I'd taken a listener down with me. And she's nudging me and I'm going, what? And she's going, and I've got Alan Smith at one side of me, right?
Wow.
And I've got Wayne and Colleen Rooney at the other side. I was more sort of gobsmacked at Colleen Rooney because she was fit.
And had a caravan in North Wales.
See, all the celebrity stories like that. You talk about Stereophonics and all that. I've just got the crankies in my life. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Stuff like that. I can't.
What could you want?
Jimmy Cricket and stuff. I can't go up there with you.
One of them's running Scotland now. I mean, can't get much more famous than that.
That's true.
So I've just been working this out, right? How long myself and Darren have known each other. And I reckon, get this, Owen, I reckon it was either 85 or 86.
Wow.
Oldham College.
No, I weren't born till 88. So
you're a lying bastard.
It'll be 86. It'll be 86 because I left school at 85.
Right. Yeah. It was me, you, and Rob.
Or back. What?
Yeah, I'm back. It was me, you, and Rob. Rob, your brother. And I'm trying to think what class we were in, but it was great. Was it English?
English.
Yeah.
Did
He's still not gassed it now, Darren.
That's telling you how thick we are. That's telling you how thick we are. We both had to go to English again after secondary school. Shouldn't have said that, should we? Really?
No. It's
physics. It was physics.
It was physics. Doing A levels.
Do you know when you consider what we both sort of? Because you went doing performing arts, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did. Did it get you anywhere?
Absolutely nowhere, to be fair, but I learned how to be a privet.
Really? Show me what a privet looks like.
A privet.
A privet. A
I
full
was-
morning. I remember going in one day, this is no word of a lie, and it was the room was in black with some really lovely music on. And we had to be a tree, we had to be to learn and to grow. I'm thinking,
I did
this is
that.
ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I'm not having it.
I did that
Someone's
in
robbing
junior
a living.
school, St George's, 1975, I think it was, something like that. Yeah.
And then
Did you
one
have
day,
black tights on and a black t-shirt?
That's
Like you
it.
did it.
No,
Well, no, they made you do it in your underwear.
Oh,
No,
right.
I had the black tights on and my jeans. That was just personal. But
Yeah.
no, I remember once going into drama school, performing arts, and we had to do a dance of Peter and the Wolf. I've never been as embarrassed by anything in my life. When I looked through the door had this glass part, little big looked in. I see a table of the teachers waiting. And then you had to open the door and just walk in and dance.
They call it free dancing or something like that.
It was, mate. It was just absolutely, it raped you with any dignity. That's all I can say.
Feel like karaoke then. So
I've got to tell you the story about Owen, right? Because I don't know if you know or not, but Owen's bright ginger. I mean, his pubes and everything, mate. Honestly,
Strawberry blonde.
nah, it looks like
the pubes
Toya's
still
trying
are
to
ginger,
escape
mate.
from his underwear. You know, it's ridiculous. But he did not SMTV. What were it? I keep forgetting this.
do you know what? It's a Saturday Picture Show with Mark
That was
Curry.
it.
But
Yeah,
it's-
do you remember?
Mark Curry, yeah.
That was,
Yeah.
He was on it. He was on it.
Right, really, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
that was
It was-
84 or 85. That I was still at school
Yeah,
myself then.
He was the ugly
Wow.
ginger kid that used to do all the sort of testing out all the latest games that came out on your Atari console and
Mint.
stuff like that. Yeah.
It
Really?
was on the ZX Spectrum, darling, I'll have you know.
Was it?
Oh, hello.
Yeah. The worst thing is, though, you have to sit pretend to be playing it. And really, the screen you got, it was just a monitor. And when you actually played the game itself, it was fed through a camera the other side of the studio. So I'll be there pretending to play. I'm like, I'm thinking, go on, tell me when I can stop. Looking,
yeah.
and I could see this camera in the back of Mark Curry's head.
Yeah, TV, brilliant.
I don't know if anybody's asked you this question before, Owen, but did he touch you?
No, I was very, after reading the stories years after, it took me 6 years of seeing a psychiatrist to figure out there was actually nothing wrong with me. Because for years and years, I thought, what the hell was wrong with me? It's like...
I was going to hold up a doll then and say, if I point to the party, and you just say yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell you what, that didn't take long, did it? 6 minutes, we've gone there. We're there already, 6 minutes.
Yeah, but who took us there?
Oh, dear God.
No, you know what? To be fair, he's one of the nicest blokes I've met.
I bet it was.
Really?
No, he's absolutely smashed. Everyone there, everybody there was great.
Come and sit on my knee, Owen.
Yeah, let's talk about the first thing that comes up, sunshine. You're joking, but you see, when I went as a teenager, when I was 13, I was 6'2".
Really?
Yeah. Just had a
Dear
growing
God.
spurt. I was one of the come out of primary school, I was one of these fat kids.
Yeah.
I did my first year secondary school. We had 6 weeks off an holiday and looked like I remember trapped my head in the door and pulled my feet out the front of the house. And I was 6'2". I just shut up. So I went there, and he was a tall fella. He was just over 6 foot. And he come and went, bloody hell, how old are you? And then it's his first words to me. And I went, 14, mate. From Longsight. 14, mate. Why?
Too
No
old for me.
problem. Anyway,
Did
yeah.
he ask
could
the
have been.
question? Do your feet touch the floor when you sat on the toilet?
My feet touch the floor wherever I sit, mate, usually. So it's terrible. No fun on them swings.
When I was in college, one of the things I remember was Darren Harper was like the coolest dude you've ever come across, right?
Or get to bed.
No, listen, I want to tell you. So I remember at the time, I think he was a lead singer in a band called Hitchcock Railway and the Kid.
Yeah.
What a name, Owen, what a name for a band. Hitchcock
cool,
Railway
though.
and the Kid.
The kid.
Yeah. It should have been called Hitchcock Railway, but I was an egomaniac.
Yep.
So I wanted to be special. So I'm
you were the
kid.
kid.
If I could turn back time, I'd drop that instantly. That's ridiculous.
No, it's not. I think it's one of the coolest
It's
names for a
brilliant.
band ever.
It is.
Hitchcock Railway is a great name. That's an old Joe Cocker song, Hitchcock Railway.
Is that,
Yeah.
I was just about to ask you where it came from.
It's an old Joe Cocker song. Just type what a
Nice.
song and a half it is as well.
Right.
But the kid, oh.
And
we do
what
think-
happened to the band? Because the band was brilliant, weren't they?
You just do your time, don't you? We just do your time and then you start drifting off, and that's it, really.
Yeah.
That's they're just going to different things.
I remember seeing them at one of the first gigs I saw was at a restaurant, sort of stroke club in. Was that your front door, Darren?
No, what? No.
Some knocking. Then it was like, is somebody at the door?
No, I don't.
So you went downstairs into this sort of club, and you'd set the drum was on a drum riser, the full lot.
Yeah, we're the full riser.
Oh, mate, it was brilliant. And he was sort of, I mean, he was only a small guy, but he still had to sort of crouch down, so his head was just short at ceiling. And they fired up.
I'll tell you what, because I'm proper deaf in one ear. That was my front door.
Was it?
I didn't hear it. You heard it. You're not even here.
It's the police. You're in trouble. And so the band fired up, which was fabulous. And then the lead singer came on with long, flowing dark hair. He looked immense, right? And he had no socks on either. And that was before the Mall.
Never wore shoes. Really? I can hear that phone ringing. I'm just doing a podcast here. Look, our Charlie's my son's turned up now.
Oh, it's Charlie the hairdresser. How is it?
Well, he's gutted because yesterday he had a full diary today. He's got his own chair.
Yeah.
In a barber's, and then Boris or whatever said last night, tomorrow it's finished. So he's like,
oh, gutted.
No warnings, just that's it. So today he's off.
Where's Charlie working? Where's he working?
In Leeds, New Gents, it's called New Gents Barbers. Really,
all right, okay.
I've got to say, Ali, you should have your haircut there, but like me, don't worry about it.
yeah, absolutely.
I might go then.
Is it funded by Bank of Mum and Dad, or is he working for somebody?
No, he's doing all right. That's what I mean. He's got his own chair.
Yeah.
Then today is meant to have the busiest day of the year.
Right.
And it's really, he's 18. He's up for it, and then last night it's like, as of tomorrow, gone. Like,
yeah. And he's not going to earn a penny. He's going to be at 80%, and that's it.
No, he's getting nothing. Gets nothing, mate. We'll get nothing.
Really?
I'm the same. I get nothing when I don't work.
Do you not?
I'm the same. I'm the same.
Well, because obviously you're still out and about with your brother singing, aren't you?
No, well, I am. We had the busiest diary ever, 2020. And in March, it just got crushed, and that we didn't get a penny. So I'm now driving for the NHS. So I'm on at 1. Start at 1.
You're driving for the NHS?
Yeah, it's actually really interesting. It's good. The lads are lovely, and it gets you by, because there's nothing happening. I just can't see anything coming at a minute.
Are you driving ambulances or something, or what's happening?
Would you ever trust me that I'm driving you mental? I crashed a Tesco van, so I
can't. Milkshake, it is now.
Yeah. I just carry blood and COVID stuff and all that,
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Stuff, have you got any vaccines then? Because I could do with one of them.
No, I know I could do. I thought I might be coming. I'm obviously what you call key worker now, aren't I?
Yeah.
No one's clapping me, by the way, when they see the van.
Nobody claps me except when I'm going.
Yeah. But it's interesting. But I've got a box. When I walk in casualty, whatever, with the box, if you hold it away from you like that and look serious, people literally look frightened to death like, oh my God, what's in that? Heads. It's just piss.
Yeah,
it's just blood and piss. But you can make people think it's kidneys.
Yeah.
Don't make it up, could you?
No.
That's the thing. You're probably one of the worst people to give that job to as well, aren't you? All the people in A&E looking fair and you're walking in.
Yeah.
Anybody know who they are?
Please move. Quick.
Take it off me, quick.
Stand back.
And what's the situation in the hospitals then? I mean, because, we're hearing a lot of, we've just been put back in, just gone in Tier 4 and put on lockdown again and one thing and another. What's the situations at the front line? I would never have thought it, but if I go into casualty now, it's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Don't if with COVID. Every time I go to like Rochdale, it's full.
Right.
You're thinking, wow, it's just. But to me, seems a lot of mental health going on with A&E. I look at the doctors and think, it must be incredible to work. Everybody looks absolutely doolally.
Yeah.
Half it's something you could not put in there. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of poorly people in. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
A lot of people with mental health issues going in. You can see them queuing up. But like other day, there was a fellow with one white shoe on, one black shoe, and I saying security. I thought it's definitely not security. He's went out a full shilling. Then 2 minutes, he's laid down. He's laid down in the
carrying a box.
Yeah. I bet if you'd asked him about his shoes, he said, "I got another pair at home just like him."
Yeah. But an hour later, when I came back, he was back outside in the car park. So it's just I think they've got to deal with a lot of that, It's just like,
they do.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in. I went in with chest pains, and all because the doctor told me if you get these chest pains, you've got to go in hospital quick.
Yeah.
And I'd gone in, and these people rolling up with toothache, and they go, "Well, if you want us to look at you, just sit there." And they try to put them off, but people do go in with the slightest of problems.
Last week, go on.
Yeah, no, and you just wonder why. But
last week, they had a lad there who tested positive coronavirus.
Yeah,
he said to him, "Go home, self-isolate for 10 days, whatever it is." And an hour later, he was sat in casualty. And I said, "What are you doing here?" He said, "My throat's really sore." And they're like,
"Why have you come back, dickhead?"
Yeah.
Don't get it, did they?
No, I felt another fellow with a veruca.
Any painful them though, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had one. I remember Mr. Stevens found it when I went swimming at school. God,
your stories are a bit weird. I'm gonna say
it's not right, mate. I'll tell you now. Right. Ever since
Mike touching the floor, Mike's over the set.
Yeah, like the Jolly Ginger Giant from an early age.
Talking about swimming, like from Oldham and all that. Did you ever go to the Oldham Baths when you were a kid?
I used to run it.
I didn't
know. Oh
my
God! Well, no, Oldham Baths are, I think, the most frightening, highest diving board in the world. And as a kid growing up in Oldham, that was so high.
Right.
Did you ever do it, Al? Did you ever dive off it, Al?
Yeah. Well, no, I jumped off it. I've jumped off it in all my scuba gear as well.
No way. Really?
With a tank on the back.
Yeah, full out. Douche.
Was mad.
As a kid, you do no fear though. But if we'd have had YouTube when we were kids, we wouldn't have done half the stuff we did. Yeah. Because nobody ever puts successes. They always put failures on, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
I'll tell you a funny story about that diving board, right? Because it was like the highest diving board in the world, yeah?
Awful.
It wasn't, mate. It was 5 meters. That was it, right?
Yeah, but when you're a kid.
Yeah. So a mate of mine, who no longer works for Leisure Services, but so I can tell it, we had a quiet period one day, and he'd taken the love of his life up there, right?
Okay.
And got it on. Right?
Wow.
Next minute, so when he finishes, he sort of stands up because it's like, away from everything and one thing another. As he stands up, he can then see the balcony, which is now full of people because there was a swimming gala about to start. So, Mr. R, we'll call him Mr. R. I salute you. Well done.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine you being the first one to dive off and slipping?
What was that?
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Some of the stuff. Who taught you to swim then, Darren?
Oh, man, my dad, I think. Was
it at Oldham Baths? Or were we?
Yeah, Oldham Baths.
Really?
Shallow end and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oldham Baths.
Blinking.
Oh, remember that diving? Go on.
Did you not have lessons then?
No.
The reason I asked this, right, is because as a kid, my mum was one of the swimming teachers in Oldham, and she just seems to have taught everybody how to swim. You see, I know a lot of your family and your cousins, and she taught all that lot.
Did she?
Yeah. Bev,
mate, I can't remember.
Yeah.
She might have done. I've lost the plot, mate, you see.
Yeah, I get that.
I can't remember a lot.
It's all that sleep.
That's it. I know.
Yeah, exactly. It's done nothing for the last 12 months, has it? Listen, when you were growing
body
up,
parts like that.
when we first met, yeah. when we first met, right, and you was like the coolest kid in town. Who were your influences, music-wise?
Oh, vast now, to be honest. I'd loads. I used to love that. But I've never had one genre, actually. I've always gone like that with everything. I loved Elvis as a performer. I loved Elvis Presley. When I watched him, I thought, oh God, he's magic. But I like Prince. I loved It Bites. I loved Huey Lewis in the News. I loved
Bites. It
Yeah,
Bites, one of
Bites.
my favourite bands of all
Calling
time.
all the heroes, yeah.
Yeah,
Great,
I've been to see him about 10 times.
Yeah,
Frank Dunry. I just take bits from everybody, to be honest.
When you go see it bites, they just do the one song over and over.
Shut up, you. You've got no idea how good they are.
No, it bites. If you go to a concert, it's an hour. They only do 3 songs they fit in.
Yeah. Been a few of them.
Oh no, the thing is, mate, it was all sort of they used to call them concept albums when I was a kid, and all the songs were about 10 minutes long, weren't they? And that's how It Bites were.
Once Around the World's 14 minutes 50 seconds, I think.
Yeah. So, again, one of the greatest songs of all time. Have you been to one of his house concerts? Francis done his house concerts?
You have, I know you have.
3 times, me, man. Wow. In fact, I think you were supposed to come to one of them. You couldn't make it.
Yeah, I couldn't make it. Working, always working. Not anymore, Al. Them were the days. But, yeah. We
need to educate this idiot here, right? Because he's into like ABBA and Wham and shit like that.
No, I love. You see, I'm a big fan of the boy bands.
This is Mark Curry's influence. I see.
Yeah, and I tell you what, one of my favourite was the Backstreet Boys. I would love to have met them.
Backstreet Boys. I had an audition for them. There's a scoop for you.
Never. Yeah. What happened there then? Yeah, I couldn't imagine you. As a kid, I swear down, Al, you don't believe me, do you? You've got it in your notes. This is true. It's absolutely true.
I've actually written down here, Backstreet Boys, true or bullshit?
No, it's true. Absolutely true.
Tell me. Come on.
I had a manager in Los Angeles, Steve Rosen, and we got an audition. They've seen all the stuff. They've got the song, they've seen the video, said, yeah, they like you. Just go and do this audition. You practically got the job. Right. And I was with Tony Kirkham, who's in the studio for it.
Tony, yeah.
Writing all stuff, and I was determined. I said, no, absolutely not. No, I'm not a boy band kind of guy. I'm a musician. I'm writing all my own stuff. So I just said no to it. Absolutely not going to any audition.
Yeah, but if you had a bid,
choices. And that, yeah, but would I be carrying boxes around now?
Probably not. No. You're probably visiting the kids in the sick ward and things like that. But the thing is, George, you could have been the one in the boy band that broke away and made it on his own.
You could have been Robbie.
Yeah, but I could have been, but no, I'm an NHS professional.
And I've been all year.
So, I'd heard a bit of a different story, you see. So clearly yours must have been the true stuff. I'd heard that you'd been asked to go over to Los Angeles for this audition, but you got a holiday booked or something like that. And he said, it's not a problem. Give us a ring when you come back.
Oh, no, you're getting this mixed up with a record deal.
Oh, we had a deal.
Yeah, we got it's ridiculous. It's my life. We got this. Went out to London at the Ritz.
How many times have you fucked things up then?
It wasn't my fault. This Al. We had me and Tony Kirkham. We're doing our own stuff at the Ritz.
His name keeps dropping up.
It does, doesn't it? Keeps dropping them in. Wait for the big ones when he starts pulling out all the names out of the hat in a minute.
Yeah, Jimmy Cranky and me. You know, no.
Yeah. You had me then.
So we're at the Ritz. It's a Ritz rehearsal room, and we got this a lad. Oh, I've got his name now. Wanted to sign us, and he loved us. It was epic. I think it was epic at the time. He sat down with us, 4-album deal, blah 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 blah. Come down on Monday, we'll sign it and everything. I said, I can't. I'm going to Israel for a month on Sunday with the band, Hitchcock Railway.
Right.
He said, don't worry. When you get back, we'll be signed. We'll sort it out. When I got back, they signed Travis.
No.
Yeah.
Give
Travis.
over. You could be singing that song with Susanna Hoff.
Yeah, but I'm carrying big boxes of piss, so I'm literally happy.
Well, yeah. You wait up.
You come on.
Do you want a Grammy?
That's true. Yeah.
Do you actually need a record company these days, though?
I don't think so.
So why are you just releasing stuff now?
I don't know, mate. I'm 51 now. I've got that same. You know, I'm just doing me and our kid are working, busy. Yeah. We was really busy, doing well with a full diary, cruising everywhere, and really good, enjoying it. And then it's only until now this coronavirus has come along, which is, you know.
And you started. I mean, obviously, you was doing all the music and one thing another, but then comedy sort of crept in to the act, hasn't it? A little bit. Let's be honest.
Yeah, when the look started to fade, the humour starts to come in. That's you can't sing like this, lad.
Is that,
do you know what I mean?
Is that right?
It's just natural. It just natural. Me and our kid got together at a charity. We enjoy working together, and we started doing bits and bats, and then suddenly the little bits come in, and then that's it. It just takes over. You do your own thing, and then you get off. you get a cruise, throw a bit like that comedy, throw that in, right? No worries. The next thing you book a comedy act, you're like, oh, just the way it is. But we still love singing.
What name do you go out under?
Harper Brothers.
Where'd you get that from then?
It's our surname. I know where you're going.
No, I wasn't actually. I was just taking a piss.
Yeah, because I know you're going to say my dad and Tommy were called the Harper Brothers.
Dad and Tommy, right? Because there's going to be a lot of people worldwide. Because we are getting watched worldwide right now. It's unbelievable the way the podcast is taking off. Brilliant. Dad and Tommy. Who's Dad and Tommy?
Cannon and Ball. My dad's Bobby Ball just recently passed with coronavirus. That's my dad, which has been a weird time. Yeah. So they were called the Harper Brothers, and then so we thought, what could we call ourselves? It's got to be the Harper Brothers. We are the Harper Brothers.
Yeah, really, we really are.
Yeah.
Is it something you've got to work at then, the comedy stuff, or is it? People say it's just in your blood. Is it in your blood, or?
I think some's got to be in there. You can't just, because we've done that many pantos. Like when we do pantos, you see people. You can easily go on stage with somebody who's got a bit of a funny part, but they're not funny. Yeah. You can just mess. You can absolutely take them down this road, take them down that. They won't have a clue what's going on.
Right.
You've got to have a natural thing about you, but at the same time, comedy's planned as well. It's literally to a fine tee. It's nothing. You've got to know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah.
Because I know I did one of the comedy courses with Big Lou, who we were hoping to get onto anyway. And he was, when I did the lessons with it, he said, look, you start with a joke and that's where you finish up when you do your routine. And it just, you can see then he was actually listening to what you've got to say. But you have a starting point and an end point. Otherwise, it can just drift off or you go completely the wrong way. But you, like you say, you've got to be able to have the ability to, steer it one way, but not too far and bring it back again. And it's quite a traumatic thing. I mean, I get lost driving, so I mean,
it's got a skeleton. It's called a skeleton. Yeah. People say you do the same act. We say we do the same. It's a skeleton. We have that, which is just all the same, but then we'll drift round it. But always manage to.
So
in our act, I'll link us back.
Yeah.
Like we're a double act in our act. I link us back all the time. I'll pull us back to where we need to go.
I suppose it's like driving from, I don't know, here to London. You can get in a car, and as long as you, for argument's sake, jump on the M60, and then onto the M1, and so on and so forth. Eventually, you're going to get there.
Is that the way you got M1?
Well,
you're not a traveller.
Right off on the train now. It's a lot quicker. I'm the service drink.
Correct.
So, growing up then, you must have grown up with a silver spoon in your mouth and fed everything and,
Oh, yeah.
Everything on a plate.
You'd see
your dinner.
Mental?
Are you? Yeah, you do. Hot Vimto.
Yeah, hot Vimto. Yeah. Oh, love
not
that.
At all.
The future. It's the future, isn't it?
No, not at all. We never got nothing like that. I remember for my 18th, my dad gave me a tenner.
Really?
So, I got a tenner for my 18.
Why were you a tight bastard?
No, he wanted not at all. He just didn't think about things like that. People keep saying, I watched the program again last night. It was like having a cartoon as a dad, it was like so unconventional. But like you could be trying to tell him something really serious. He'd be like, he'd just be doing daft things, trying to do jokes. You're like, no, serious, my best mate's dead. He'd be like, oh, it's just mad. It was. Yeah. I'm looking back now. I looked at him last night, and I think. It's just unconventional. It just wasn't like a standard dad.
No,
it was wacky. But I'm not saying that's bad. I'm now he's died. I can literally say no. I'm privileged, really, because I watched him last night. I could see the magic in his eyes, the way he worked, and just unconventional. But it was like having a cartoon dad.
I watched the same program as you did last night, and can I just say that you actually looked a lot younger on the television than what you do right now. Good night, lads. See you in a bit. Yeah. So I'm guessing you put lots of makeup on one thing and another, but there you go. I did. Do you know? I once obviously knew your dad through you, and I was privileged to do a little bit of work with them for a few years. It was great, and one of the things I don't even know how we ended up doing it, but we did a drive out in Shaw. So your dad came over here and he said, all right, you drive my car. He said,
what did it sound like Bernard Manning? Did it sound like Bernard
Manning? Yeah. You drive my car, son. Right.
Drive my car.
And he's got me driving around all his old haunts in Shaw. And then you drive down Market Street. He's like, oh, Butcher's there. He says, he's still saying, he's stopping you. So he's got me stopped in the middle of Market Street in Shaw while he runs in, says hello to Butcher, and then runs out again. Before you know it, 5 minutes later, the whole of Shaw's at a fucking standstill, excuse my French, at a standstill because Bobby Ball's like on parade, if you like, you know. But it turns out that your dad actually grew up right facing the house where I grew up on Grange Rock.
Yeah.
And it's been demolished now. But I've got all the old photographs. And your dad refers to the house that I grew up in as the posh house in his autobiography. Really? Yeah, he does. Yeah. So he always used to call me Posh Al. Everyone called me Posh Big Al. Your dad called me Posh Al because I grew up in Posh House facing where he lived.
Posh House.
Wow. But an unbelievably generous man. Not, I mean, every time you went down, you always, you know, he ended up living in Lytham, your dad. Yeah. I don't know why I'm talking that because you know it. But
just in case you forgot, it's been a long year.
It's been a long year. Yeah. You know, whenever you went down, you always came away with something, and it's like, fucking hell, you know, how have I got this? What's you know? And it'd be a pair of braces that he's autographed. It'd be a book. It'd be a record, which for those that don't know, a record's like a big CD but black. Here, go and listen to that. You know, it could be anything, and it's like, what am I ever going to do with this? Well, you know, I haven't even got a fucking record player, but he's giving me records.
No, he gave me a Russian 7-string acoustic guitar last year. Got this for you. I'm gonna give this in my will. What do you want in my will? I'll leave you in red brace and all that. What do you want? I said, your house. I'll have your house.
Yeah. You don't want the house. Here's the guitar with 7 strings. I can't play it.
No one can play it.
Here's one for you, right? It's, wasn't the house that he was in when he passed away, but the one on the corner. Anyway, we'd been out. Me and Darren had been out into. I don't know if Debbie was there. Joanne was with us. We've been into Blackpool and we ended up in this VIP section in this nightclub. Do you remember it?
No.
And we got
Alabama. Was it Alabama's?
Alabama Showboat. It was.
Yeah. No, I remember that. Yeah.
And we got absolutely moolered, right? And I was supposed to be in work the following morning, opening a PC World up in St Helens or something. It didn't happen. We were that bad. How I didn't get sacked, I'll never know. But I remember. As we walked in there, she said, "Oh, we'll stay at my dad's." Are you sure? Yeah, be right. We'll stay at my dad's. So he goes back to your dad's, and I'm like, "Well, where are we going to keep?" Be fine. Just find a bedroom. He says, "I'll be in this room here." Right. So he disappears into this bedroom. 5 minutes later, we hear this almighty fucking bang, and then nothing. So I thought nothing of it. Got up the following morning. I'm like, "Shit, where am I?" Sobered up. Haven't got a clue where I am. Darren's in that bedroom. Go in that bedroom, there's nothing but a collapsed bed on the floor. Do you remember?
I know I put some weight on, but come on.
So, apparently, he just went to go backwards on the bed because he was pissed up. And the bed just collapsed. So rather than do anything with it, he just went, I'll go and find another bedroom.
Oh, God. Happy days.
Some of the stuff. So pantomimes and things like that. Then you've done a lot of these over the years. Are you doing any this year? Is anything happening?
We were supposed to work. That's what I'm saying. We had the busiest diary. We had a cruise up until the 16th of November. Come back, then start panto on the 17th of November. Rehearsals till January the 8th, and then we got told we're cutting it down 2 week panto. What do you want to do? So we pulled out at that point because we knew, we thought. And that eventually got pulled anyway. So no, everything. Our game, our Jack, my son, the actor, his game, everything's just gone. This year, really.
Well, that's the other thing as well. It's not just running the family from, your dad Bobby Ball down to you, but your Jack's in now as well, isn't he? What's Jack up to?
Acted nothing at the minute, obviously, but he was in his Cold Feet. He's got a theatre show coming up, a theatre tour next year, which hopefully that'll kick off. Fingers crossed. So, yeah, he's doing all right, our Jack. He's doing well.
So, what do your kids do, Owen?
Let me see. One works at this really dodgy hardware shop called Screwfix, right?
Who got him a job
daughter. Yeah, it's you, that Al. Yeah. Thank God. And your daughter's a teacher in secondary school up in Cumbria.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that. I was, expecting a dropout or something, but so...
Oh, no, not our Emma. Jeez, no. Her husband's one of the few people that can test the flasks that they transport nuclear fuels around the country in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get out of bed for anything less than 6 figures a year. Thinking, I'm from Longsight, where did it go wrong? No, they've done really well there, to be fair, a pair of them. And, they sort themselves out.
That's like I said to our Jack, because my hotel was like, go get in the game, so I'm winning the game. But I said to our Jack, get something behind you. So he's doing Open University teaching now. Yeah. Primary school teacher, our Jack.
Good lad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he'll be the one getting the kids going around in an underpants space tree. At least I don't do that anymore. If you've not got your PE kit, you don't do it anymore. It's not right. In your underpants. But it's snowing. I don't care. Get out.
Well, I remember being at school. Right? Can you imagine this nowadays? I always remember a teacher. He was stood in the middle of us all, a circle of lads. He just launched the ball at your face, and you're like, you listen, Harper. I don't know. You can't do that. Just launching the ball at kids' face. Yeah, no problem.
What secondary school did you go to, Darren?
Saddler, which sounds posh. It's really not.
Was it not?
No, not at all.
That was supposed to be one of the best ones in the area, wasn't it?
Really?
Yeah, but you've seen the area.
I went to North Chad,
North Chad, yeah. Went wrong with North Chad. Oh. No, Saddler School, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Enjoy it. Do you miss those days?
I liked it after I left school, to be honest. I didn't really enjoy school.
Right.
But it's all right. I couldn't do drama when because I'm that old. When I got to my options, because I couldn't do French, I had to drop drama, which was the only thing I got double A in was drama. Because I couldn't do French, couldn't do that. What?
Crazy, isn't it?
Them days, weren't it? It's just all weird. So when I left, I could go and do what I wanted to do. I'm happy then.
Yeah. See, I couldn't do drama because I didn't want to do English lit. So you think, why? I can still read and write, but because I didn't do English lit. So
I dropped music because when it comes to the options, because they had us stood on desks singing country and western songs.
So with that.
Oh man!
It's like New Year's Eve all over.
If there's two types of music I despise, the first one's opera. I just don't get opera. And country and
western. You've been to an opera though?
No.
Well, that's what you need to do. You need to just say, look, I'm going to go to an opera and go to a good opera.
Really?
And I'm not into opera, but when you go there, it's like go to any live gig. When you go there, if you take it, it's quite emotional.
Well, I was going to say, ironically enough, even though I don't like country and western, the Eagles are one of my favourite bands of all time.
There you go.
Yeah, which is weird, isn't it? But
absolutely.
I can imagine you doing Lee Marvin's Rolling Pate Your Wagon as well.
I can't get down that low, mate. Yeah.
That's not what I've heard in some of the conversations today. I bet your buddy can.
Mark Curry can.
Hey! Whoa! Leave my Mark alone.
We're back there again. So, what about the future? What about going forward, Darren? Have we got any TV work, anything like that? What's your plans?
Yes, we're on Cracker Jack in January.
I love Cracker Jack. I'd love to go to that,
Are you on Cracker Jack in January? Are you bullshitting me again?
No, we're on Cracker Jack. Me and our kid, we filmed it in the lockdown, actually. We filmed it at BBC. We've got this. Basically, we've been on a few things for the producer from the Cracker Jack. Loves me and Rob. Steve Rice, a lovely man. She said, I want you on. We said, we've done everything for you. So we've got this thing written. It's a magic. We're doing magic. We're doing a magic act, which is a comedy-based magic act.
You've never done magic?
Have I? No, never. Right. So we do this. We've got this big routine. So this big transit van turned up at my mum. A Luton van turned up at my mum's house with this big magic like thing. So it's been in a garage and me and Rob practicing it for weeks. And and then we turned up at Cracker Jack and I said, "What do you want?" So I've got big top hats on with all hands and all that. And Rob's in the box. He'll cry when you watch it. It's a living. It's a living.
Living, yeah. And it is kids' TV as well.
I mean, the thing,
aimed at adults.
Kids' TV is the way forward, isn't it? Because they're always producing different stuff, and if you can get on those,
absolutely,
things, you'll always work.
Yeah,
that's why we did the slam. We've done the slammer, Cracker Jack. Oh, Steve Wright, he likes what we do, so he puts in little bits, So Cracker Jack. It's back.
They film it in Manchester now, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, Media City.
So it's not because I went there. Yeah, well, I went there. I was dead shocked because they moved the blue piece of garden there, and it's tiny. Percy will be turning in his grave.
Is it not the original one where they had the fish pond in the middle? And
yeah, they mocked it up, but it's smaller, and everybody can go up and have a look at it. And it's just outside a pub, so I just can't understand why nobody's fell in it.
I remember. Do you ever remember when they opened up Blue Pizza once and someone vandalised it?
Yeah.
When the credits came on, they're all like that. As if someone had died. They were absolutely devastated.
I've got to admit,
I did that.
Listen, I remember Janet Ellis getting knocked up. I was gutted at that one.
Well, they sacked her, didn't they? Because she wasn't married. That's why she had to leave, because she was unmarried,
Could you imagine doing that now? And then she produces Sophie Ellis Bextor.
I know.
There you go. It's murder on that dance floor.
Oh, mate.
I made all that trying to veal. But no, because that's what it was like the BBC years ago. Well, nowadays, they probably welcome it in and make it more.
Try the veal.
Which reminds me, we've got to interview Simon Wood as well. That's on the cards.
Yeah. That'll be fun. I've got some great ideas for him. I'm thinking that what he should do in his restaurant is turn it into a really, really shithole of a bar, right? And do a beer and kebab night where he's making dirty, greasy kebabs, only healthy.
For one night, one night a week.
One night a week, beer and kebab night.
Who were we talking to the other week? Oh, it was Patrick, wasn't it, who said rather than pull the Civic Centre down in Oldham, what they should do is the top floor turn into a shitty restaurant that sells like fish and chips or one thing or another. He said the food doesn't have to be brilliant, but could you imagine the attraction? Because it'd be the highest restaurant for miles around, and the view you would have over Manchester would be ridiculous.
It'd do well, that,
Yeah.
Wouldn't it just?
That'd do well.
He's thought about that, hasn't he? And then what we could do is we could have turns on. Yeah, turns.
Not turns, but turns.
We call him Crimson, right, with his bell. Pies are coming.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I was watching that programme we had on last night, and the audience were turning against him.
They do, yeah. The woman shouts out, "Yes, Father is act."
Yeah. Get off!
I know it's true that he did Oldham Rugby Club, and the bouncer threw him out.
Is that where they were talking about?
Yeah, and they had to look. It's part of the act,
right?
But he's we're having it. He's like, "No, you're not having it." Out.
So they start off. Half an hour. Tommy had come on stage first off singing, as though he's just a singer, and your dad sat in the audience.
I tell you what, to be honest, they had a lot of. Because me and Robbie, if we're on at 9 o'clock, I'll turn up at 10 to one of them. As late as I can, I'll be there.
Yeah.
My dad used to get there. Was the audience going in? He'd queue up with the audience.
Really?
Dedication is that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll be still at home having my tea.
That Penn and Teller do that though. You know, when you go and see them in Vegas, they're outside and they're like, because one of them plays double bass or something, and they're outside playing as people come in, and you don't realise it's them until they're on stage, and then they greet everyone as they leave, which I think's a great touch. That
amazing, really good.
Mark King from Level 42 used to sit outside gigs, but he'd be dressed as a tramp, effectively, and be begging for money.
Right.
So many people had give him money, and then whatever he made, he just give to charity.
Well, listen to him the other day, £1.50 that, Level 42. So, what do you think of his bass playing then? What do you think? Is it his bass playing move now? Is it old? Do you really like it? Al?
No, I do enjoy it.
He had arthritis in his fingers.
Shut up.
I think he had it.
Funnily enough, last year before, I got a phone call off a mate of mine saying, "What are you doing tonight? You coming out?" I'm like, "I'm gonna wash my hair." And he went, "I've got access all areas to Level 42. I'm on my way." So And what it is his mate is now the drummer in Level 42, a guy called Pete Ray Biggin, phenomenal drummer. So we got to sort of hang out before and after the gig with him, and which was really nice. And
yeah, but it was.
They always said, "Don't meet your heroes." Mark King is a big hero of mine, being a bass player. He was just the bollocks. He was fantastic.
Was it?
Yeah.
So I've heard conflicting stories about him, but I never cast judgment till I meet him.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah,
because you can't, can you?
We all have shit days, don't we?
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, yeah. And the worst thing when you're in the entertainment industry, be it radio, be it TV, be it on a stage or whatever, you tend to walk out your front door and you tend to put the smile on your face, and people don't see what's going on behind that smile.
Absolutely.
You can't, can you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right, listen, guys, we're getting to that time. You were supposed to be doing a gig, I believe, on Saturday night, Darren.
Yes, we're going to do it. Yeah, but we can't do it. We're going to do an online. It's for my dad. They're going to do a statue for him.
Yeah.
He'd love this, wouldn't he? Oh, can you imagine? He'd visit his own statue. I know he would.
I'll come and do 10 minutes.
Yeah.
They're doing a statue for him in Lytham. So it's a fundraiser for that. And we're going to do it on Saturday, online gig. And then last night went to Tier 4.
Yeah.
So we just can't do it. It's just, Rob lives 17 miles away, not in my bubble. It's just can't do it. So in 2 weeks' time, we'll be doing it. As soon as we get back where we can do it, we'll do it. But
okay, so they're going to build this the statue in Lytham. What about the one? Because I know there's a bit of an offshoot. There's people trying to get one built in Shaw.
There is.
What do you think about that?
I don't know, mate, because I've had people say Oldham, and then people say it's not an Oldham, it's a Shaw Garby, right? Yeah. And then but it lives in St Anne's, so I don't know. I know the one in St Anne's. It's where he lived, so I think it's going there. To be honest.
Well, he lived in St Anne's a lot longer than what he lived in Shaw. So
yeah, and it's got Harper Square in Shaw.
Yes,
it's got a square named after him. So it's
yeah.
So that's the ideal place to put it,
Yeah,
what, in Harper Square? Nobody goes in Harper Square these days. That's the only thing.
It won't get vandalised then, will it?
Yeah, it needs to be absolutely bang in the centre of Shaw on one thing or another. But it doesn't bother me. As long as we actually get something, I don't care, mate, where it is. It doesn't bother me. How much money do you need?
I think it's 100,000. That's Lytham.
How much is a blue plaque?
Exactly. Get a bench.
Get a bench. Yeah, do something B&Q on off for a moment and knock a bit of plate up and with a screwdriver scratch his name. It'll be all right.
All right.
What have they been done? Are they doing a cannon and ball statue, or is it just a Bobby ball statue? What's that?
I think it's just my dad's, this one.
Right. Yeah.
I think so, mate. And then it's going to be in Lowther Gardens.
Yeah,
so you put me on the spot. I'm not that.
Yeah.
It's Lowther Gardens, right where it's going to be there. 100 grand, which we're going to try and raise.
You slipped up then, didn't you? Yeah, it's all right. I've moved on from it. I won't point it out. How's Tommy, by the way?
Tommy, I spoke to Tommy 2 days ago. It's lovely. He's struggling. I've struggled with it, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's cracking on with it, So what you do, life moves on, doesn't it? And you've got to crack on.
Yeah. All right. And ironically enough, now what you're doing is you're driving the NHS vans about. Effectively counteract a lot of what saw your dad off, which I think is brilliant.
Yeah, it's to be honest, it's I find it really strange, but I know that a lot of my mates, let's say COVID's not real and stuff. There's loads of that going about. I can understand people saying we need to crack on. I think we do as well. If you're vulnerable, stay in.
Yeah,
I think we need to move it on a bit, but it is real. It is proper real.
Yeah.
Well, ironically enough,
it's not real. It is.
Yeah, I mean, I suffered immensely with it. I had 3 months off work, and your dad passed away as I was in the middle of it. And then my cousin passed away the week after, and it was just that whole period of time was just very dark, and it was just the worst thing in the world. And a lot of people sort of go, living legend and this, that. Do you know what? It's not about that. He was a brilliant family man. He was a father, a grandfather, uncle. He was just a top bloke, and that's happening to so many families.
Absolutely.
Across the world right now. And it's just a sad situation. But I think you bang on right, mate. I think as long as we all stay safe, we've got to progress as much as we can, and I think we've got to support the NHS because they're doing an unbelievably brilliant job. So,
absolutely.
you're playing your part in that, but the sooner we can get you back on the TV and
your eyes are laughing when you say that, Al. Your eyes are laughing when you say that.
I love you, mate.
You know, if you get to set your van home from NHS, be able to put your gear in the back of it, save your car.
You know the crack. I'm starting to find out now where I can get 10% off. I'm a key worker. I don't really.
Morrison, set your badge in.
Morrison, he knows.
I got it. And the other thing I would say, actually, just before we finish now, is you released an album. Sort of family and friends bought it on one thing or another. It was absolutely brilliant. We're going to play that as the outro track. In fact, it's playing right now. I can hear it. Superb. But if you ever want to take that on tour, I want to be the bass player.
Absolutely.
Because it is just a shit hot album and people just need to download it, buy it, whatever.
I'll sell the CDs at the door as they come in.
Yeah, you can be the bouncer.
With Mark Curry. Get
involved. Me and Mark.
Darren, bless you.
Probably get on with it.
Thanks very much, mate. You stay safe.
Majesty, absolutely.
Take care. Great to meet you, Darren.
Thanks.
Love you.
See you later.
Take care now. Bye-bye. Bye.
So take me to a higher ground. Only love claims me now. As the clouds gather overhead, hold on close and stay with me. We can sail across the stormy sea if we keep our faith and we believe. In the end, we're gonna make it happen, you and me. Hope has been given, choices we make are our own. We must grow stronger now that the seed has been sown. No one tells us what to do. The decision's up to me and you.